Good evening, everyone. Let us begin with Module 3 with the topic domestic wiring. So, to see the contents behind this, we have firstly introduction, then we have feeders, distributors, and service mains. Next, system of wiring, two-way control of lamps, three-way control of lamps, protective devices like fuse and MCB, earthing, necessity of earthing, types of earthing, and lastly, electric shock. So let us start with the introduction. In modern living homes, electricity is being used not only for lighting but also for cooking, heating water, pumping of water, and most of the modern amenities like refrigerators, television, mixer, grinder, and almost all domestic appliances require electricity. Hence, the knowledge of providing this electricity to homes through wiring is very important. So what is this domestic wiring? Domestic wiring is systematic laying of wires for smooth flowing of electric current at different utility places with utmost safety precautions. So the type of wiring to be adopted for taking electrical connections from supplying agency depends upon various factors. The first and foremost is durability. Durability is the type of wiring selected should be of standard specification so that it is durable without being affected by the weather conditions, fumes, etc. Next, coming to safety. The wiring must provide safety against leakage, shock, and fire hazards for operating personnel. And the next factor is appearance. Aesthetic appeal to the interiors, that is, external appearance, is also mostly important, especially in the urban areas. Next factor is cost. The type of wiring system selected should not be such that it is very costly or it is moving out of the budget or economy. So it should be as cheap as possible. Next factor is accessibility. So in this particular factor, we need to understand that the switches and the plug points provided should be easily accessible. Plug points to be connected to various appliances must be provided nearer to the places where the appliances are exactly kept. There must be provision for further extension of wiring system also. Next comes the mechanical safety. Wiring must be protected against any mechanical damage. That is what it means. Next is maintenance cost. Cost of wiring system should be as small as possible so that the maintenance becomes easier. So before we could understand about the feeders, distributors and service mains, so let us first understand how exactly the power is being generated and how it is being distributed to the consumers or the loads. So in the figure over here, you can see this is the power generating station and here is the residential consumer. Now from the generating station, how the power gets transmitted and then distributed to the residential consumer. Okay, so initially coming to the power generating station, so the power is generated at 11 kV in India. Then for the transmission of voltage, it is stepped up to 400 kV. So 400 kV is a transmission line, what you are seeing here in the blue line. Then at the secondary transmission, we need to again step down the voltage. That is, here we have actually stepped up to a higher voltage level of 400 kV. Again, for the secondary transmission, we need to step down it to the further lesser level of voltage. So that forms the secondary transmission. Say for example, we are stepping down to 33 kV or 66 kV. Now next is the primary distribution. So before the line is being distributed primarily, so again from the secondary transmission, it is to be stepped down to the further low voltage. So I told you that 66 kV, if we prefer as a secondary transmission voltage, then that is again further step down to 11 kV. Now this 11 kV, what you are seeing, this green line, it is the primary distribution. So from the primary distribution to the residential consumer, we need to further step down the voltage to a lower level. That is, we need to step down from 11 kV to 400 volts. So using again a distribution transformer over here. So distribution transformer step downs the voltage from 11 kV to 400 volts. Now this 400 volts, it is across the two phases of the line. Now when we take the supply to the residential consumer, we take the line from phase voltage actually, that is from line to phase. So between phase and neutral we have 230 volts, because here we are going to use 3-phase 4-wire system. So that is how at the residential consumer the voltage is 230 volts what we receive over here. So now with this diagram we understood that from the generating station 11 kV, how the high voltage transmission is done from the primary transmission and then secondary, and then how the distribution is done till the residential consumer. So now what exactly in the next slide we are going to see is how this secondary distribution happens from the 11 kV, okay, to the 230 volts what we require as a residential consumer, how exactly it is being distributed. So if you see over here in this diagram, so I told you initially that the distribution system starts from 11 kV, where I showed you in the previous diagram. Okay, so let us now understand what are feeders, distributors and service mains. So from the distribution system, the 11 kV voltage what you are seeing, that is the overhead lines that run from the substation to the pole mounted distribution transformers at 11 kV is nothing but feeders. Again, the overhead conductors which run from the distribution transformer up to the pole close to the consumer premises forms the distributors. So this horizontal line what you are seeing, that is these lines, it is nothing but the distributor. Here it is the feeder. Next, the conductors which bring the electrical energy from the nearest pole carrying the secondary distribution system to the consumer premises is called service mains. Now, if this is the distributor, from this line, we are taking the conductor, that is the power from the pole nearby to the residential consumer. So that is called as service mains. So let us now understand what is meter board and distribution board. So from the service main, whatever we get, that actually comes to the input terminals of the energy meter. So you can see energy meter over here. So whatever service mains comes, I mean the conductors which come from the service mains or the supply, it is given to the input terminals of the energy meter. So this is actually, this total is the wooden board what you are seeing over here. Okay. So first it comes to the energy meter. Okay. Along with the fuses and the safety devices during the protection against overloads or short circuits. Again, the main switch which is used to switch on or off the supply to the building is provided over here. And from there again it is going to the distribution board where it is required to be supplied to the sub-circuits. That is, at home we require it for heating or lighting. So from the sub-circuit, the supply gets moved to the various loads. So this is how we understand about the meter board and the distribution board. Thank you.